So in which area could the NAP Global Support Program add value to your national adaptation initiatives or strategies?
Okay, thank you very much for this good question. You know, Bangladesh is one of the most vulnerable countries in the LDCs, and you also know that climate change is not only environmental issue but also it affects sustainable development. So to address climate change in my country, government has taken various initiatives. Namely, Bangladesh has prepared NAPA document in 2005 to explore global finance for short-term and urgent needs. And thereafter, Bangladesh has prepared, revised the NAPA document in 2009. So after NAPA, Bangladesh has already prepared a climate change strategy and action plan in 2008, which has been revised in 2009. It includes 6 thematic areas, 44 programs, and 154 actions. So, based on the experience on NAPA and BCC-SAP, Bangladesh think the country can move forward to prepare national adaptation plans for the short-term, long-term, and mid-term aspects. So, I think this nap-gsp global support program will be helpful for Bangladesh to prepare a comprehensive national adaptation plan to address all the priority areas and involving all the sectors, all the key stakeholders, so that we can come out a detailed action to address the climate change. So in this aspect, we need capacity development, we need technological support, particularly for scenario development, climate scenario development, because if we talk about NAP, then we have to focus on what scenarios we are talking about. IPCC has developed a scenario 2030, 2050 and 2100. So Bangladesh has already taken initiatives to prepare NAP. So for this process, and 5 members expert team are working on preparing roadmap towards developing NAP. So I think this NAP-GSP program will be very, very useful for Bangladesh to push forward towards attaining NAP document in terms of capacity development, technological support, and to explore the mobilization of resources.
So, in your opinion, what are the main entry points for NAP in your country? For example, existing programs, existing projects, or existing institutions like climate change committees or commissions. What are the main entry points? And how can you ensure that there is coordination between these existing and the new ones that probably the nap-gsp will create?
Okay. As I already told you that we have 2 vital documents. One is NAPA, and then another one is Climate Change Strategy and Action Plan. So these, in terms of documents, these 2 documents can be the basis to move forward for generating or formulating the NAP documents. This is one of the entry points. And in terms of institutions, as you mentioned, in Bangladesh, we have Ministry of Environment and Forest is the focal ministry, as per rules of business to deal with climate change aspects with the active cooperation and involvement from other line ministries. So we have a bit, still we have institutional framework or setting, but for creating NAP, we have to very much proactive based on the lessons learned during the NAPA process and BCC SAP generation process. We have to formulate a separate national committee on preparing NAP. And here, in this process, I would suggest that that committee may be formed under the leadership of our Prime Minister or any other dignified persons. I should say high up in the political sector, involving all the key ministries, all the other stakeholders other than government. That means government agencies, line ministries, their associated departments, civil societies, NGOs, they should be involved, and in a very cooperative and coordination way this committee should work. So I think that will be helpful to formulate a better NAP document.
In relation to the capacity needs, what capacity gaps exist in your country to develop a NAP, and how your current capacities can contribute to the formulation of the NAP?
Regarding capacity gaps, we have a few gaps already existing. That is, understanding of profound knowledge on the climate change, disaster risks, and how to assess the vulnerability, how to assess the climate scenario, how to develop a climate scenario. That is a very challenging one. So in this aspect, we need to strengthen our existing institutional capacity, particularly Ministry of Environment and Forest, Department of Environment under this same ministry. Also, we need to enhance the capacity of other important ministries, say Ministry of Planning, because Ministry of Planning deals with the development planning work, and the Ministry of Finance, who oversees the financing part in the development activities, including the climate change related activities. And also we have Ministry of Local Government, Ministry of Disaster and Relief. So we have existing capacities, but it should be further strengthened. I would more focus on institutional capacity in terms of also technological support we need. As I said earlier, that we need guidance from UNEP or other agencies to assess the vulnerability, to develop the scenario. So that is lacking in my country. So I think a nap-gsp program can assist Bangladesh in dealing with this. Thank you.
A last question. So, just a moment. Okay. Do you think that the NAP Global Support Program will be useful for your country in terms of building climate change adaptation long-term planning?
Yeah, definitely. This is a very good initiative. because we have some experience on developing NAPA and developing a climate change strategy and action plan, but we had some drawbacks. So, as I mentioned earlier, that we need to have a better coordination and cooperation and ownership of all the line ministries dealing with climate change. So, in this nap-gsp program, the Bangladesh can be benefited in terms of developing the capacity at institutional level of all the relevant ministries, and how to make better coordination among the relevant ministries and departments, agencies. So this support program can provide some guidance in this regard, and how to prepare the climate scenario. We don't know exactly what to do, what would be the scenario. It is whether it will be IPCC guided, we have to follow, or we have to develop different scenarios, because this scenario should be country specific. So we have some lackings in knowledge in this regard. So this support program can provide us some guidance, and also technological support we need. And I think if this support continues to Bangladesh through training, workshops, seminars, or providing guidebook, guidelines, and eventually this will be very much helpful for Bangladesh government and the NAP team for Bangladesh to prepare a very, very good comprehensive NAP document to address the climate change in Bangladesh. Thank you.